Okay, hello friends, Axel here. So, oh god, okay, hope that wasn't on camera. I got myself a Steam Deck OLED. So yeah, this is going to be a first impressions, I guess, mini unboxing. And we're going to compare to these controllers that I have over here and this one. We'll get to those in a little bit. First, let's start with the Steam Deck itself. So, I did get the OLED, got the 1 terabyte model. Let's see what it got. Charger there. Okay. So yeah, apologies if the camera work is terrible. I don't usually do this kind of thing, but okay, there we go. So yeah, I did go with the 1 terabyte model. I know that like the anti-glare screen on it is kind of controversial, but in so the only other OLED screen that I have would be on my phone, which I can't show because that's what's recording the live action right now, but yeah, that's the only other OLED screen I have, and that is glossy. But, you know, even in my rather dimly lit room here, I still do tend to notice reflections and stuff, so I think I'm going to be fine with the anti-glare. You know, if I'm not, worst case scenario, I can get a screen protector or something, but I think I'm going to be fine with it. And then the 1 terabyte's kind of obvious because that's just more storage space. Alright, the Velcro. Okay. And here it is. So I have to say, the first thing, like other than it being a Linux PC, like the first thing that drew my attention was the controls, because as you might have seen, I do have an original Steam controller right here too. And, you know, it hasn't always been my main gamepad. I do always come back to it though. I love the trackpad, especially having the right trackpad for camera movement, especially for first-person games, is fantastic. So the Steam Deck basically being like not quite a Steam controller too in terms of controls, because the trackpads aren't they're not, you know, front and center like they are on the Steam controller, but it's still in a way an evolution of the Steam controller's controls. So that's one thing that really got me excited about the deck. And there were of course the leaks of the Ibex, which is basically looking like a Steam Deck controller, so that's exciting as well. Right away, this feels really good in the hands. Okay, the sticks feel good. Good. I don't think they're my favorite thumbsticks, but they are good. The trackpads do feel nice. Supposed to be like, I guess, haptic clicking for these now. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. Quick access, Steam button feels good. Back buttons remind me of the 8-bit Ultimate over there. That is definitely a plus. Those feel pretty good. Oh, the triggers are fantastic, though. Yeah, the triggers are absolutely fantastic. The bumpers are way better than on the Steam controller. Yeah, that's really good. I do like the D-pad. I heard some people don't love the D-pad. I think, to me, it feels pretty good. I think the thumbsticks are going to take some getting used to, because I think, like, yeah, most of my other controllers here actually have convex sticks, or like they're flatter than this, whereas these are very concave, which in theory I think I'd prefer, because I feel like they're nice and grippy, so that's good. Clicks feel good. Yeah, I don't think these are my favorite sticks. I think we'll get to the controller comparisons in a bit. They are really good though. They are really good so far. We'll have to see how they are in game too, of course. Yep, here we go. So yeah, as far as OLED screens, this is my second ever, with the other being my phone. Yeah, I don't think that's going to come up very well on my phone, because my phone camera is not great. Okay, speakers are good. Okay, yeah, we're at about 50% charge and nowhere near the correct current time of day. Okay, so I'm not going to show this so I don't show the Wi-Fi name, but yeah, the haptics on the trackpads are really good. Whoops. Yeah, right away I love how the haptics on the trackpads feel. And then clicking with them as well, so much better than the first Steam controller. So, let's talk about the other controllers I have. We'll start with the 8BitDo Ultimate. This is the most recent one that I've gotten. Yeah, so the 8BitDo Ultimate, pretty popular controller. 8BitDo is a pretty popular controller company. You know, the D-pad's pretty good. A, B, and XY are fine. Bumpers are fine. I don't love the triggers. The other buttons are fine. The main issue for me with the 8BitDo Ultimate is, one, some quality control issues with mine. I sometimes miss inputs on the top button here. The right stick, I don't know if you can hear that. It's like it just feels like it's not on there right. Like the left stick is totally fine. Right stick is just really doesn't feel right to click it. And sometimes I miss inputs on the D-pad too. And then overall ergonomics are okay. Definitely not my favorite though. And then the sticks. Yeah, so I like that they're Hall effect, and I like that because they're Hall effect, I can make the dead zones like minuscule. I think they have too much resistance on them though. So yeah, very good controller, but would not say it's my favorite. The back buttons are really good though. Back buttons are one of my favorite things, as is having the charging dock. The back buttons on the Steam Deck actually feel pretty similar to these to me, so that's a positive for sure. Then all these auxiliary buttons on the face here are fine too. So yeah, 8BitDo Ultimate pretty good. Not my favorite because it also, you know, no Steam input support, and so you can only have the gyro active in Nintendo Switch mode, which is Bluetooth mode, not the dongle. Not bad. Not my favorite controller, but I love the tiny dead zones on the sticks, and it has the back buttons. Steam Deck, of course, has 2 sets of back buttons for 4 total. So, yeah, Steam Deck wins there. We'll have to see how low I can have dead zones on the Steam Deck's sticks, though. In the future, in theory, I could replace those with Hall effect sticks, though, so that's something to think about. Anyway, that's the 8BitDo Ultimate. All right, next, Nintendo Switch Pro controller. I don't use this one nearly as much because it's pretty redundant with the 8BitDo. These sticks are less resistive, which I do like here. D-pad, it's kind of easy to do accidental diagonals. I like the face buttons. Yeah, I think my favorite thing would be the face buttons, and for some games, digital triggers is good. But overall, I do like having the option of analog triggers, but for games where the digital triggers are better, this is actually really good. The bumpers on this suck. It's pretty easy to miss inputs on. I think it's usually the left one I miss inputs on with this, so not great. These buttons are really flat to the shell. They're not great. Face buttons are okay, though. Clicks are good. Yeah, I think the Steam controller does overall feel better than this, though. Then we'll get to the DualSense, which could have been, is still kind of almost up there for my favorite controller, except, you know, no back buttons or anything, which the Switch Pro controller also does not have. But, like, everything else is pretty good. The D-pad is fine. The Dex D-pad is probably my favorite of all of the controllers I just showed, though. I do really like how that feels already. Face buttons on this are good. These buttons are really tiny and kind of awkward to hit. The trackpad is it's not great. The triggers and bumpers, L1R1, L2R2, fantastic. The sticks feel really good. I'm not crazy about the caps on them, but overall the sticks do feel really good. The tension is like perfect. But, you know, along with Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons, the DualSense controller tends to be very prone to stick drift. And the battery life is shit. But it is fully supported by Steam input. So you get analog triggers and you get gyro. It's just the battery life is terrible and stick drift. There's just so many things that could make this my favorite controller, but then there's just those couple of things that end up being really big issues. Which, okay, so thinking about it, on good optimal games, the Steam Deck can last about as long as this. Absolutely pathetic. And finally, Steam controller. Already talked about the trackpads a bit. I really liked how the haptics on the deck felt when I was using it for typing, and then like the haptic clicks, because like these clicks, very loud, not great. The bumpers, also very loud and clicky. The triggers on the Steam controller, for those who don't know, they are dual stage triggers. So you have the initial pull, and then there's a click at the end. That's probably like the one thing from this that I wish they would have kept on the Steam Deck. But other than that, everything about the Steam Deck does feel way better than this. I think the face buttons, yeah, face buttons, thumbsticks, because the Steam controller has a convex thumbstick cap, so it's like kind of domes outward. Yeah, I don't love that. It's real. For me, it's really easy for my thumb to slip off of it, like if you're doing a lot of intense gaming. So yeah, still love this thing, but you know, I so far, first impressions, I think the Steam Deck is an improvement. Anyway, that was actually almost perfectly timed because looks like updates are done, so we can sign into the Steam Deck now. I'm going to do that real quick, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we're signed into Steam. Press any button to continue. It's our Steam button. Quick access. Power at the top. Volume. Micro SD card slot, which I do need to get a micro SD card. All right, I have a lot of stuff that's new to library. Okay, first thing I want to do... can we do... Yeah, let's get exact percent. We're 47% out of the box. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. We'll apply the update later. So yeah, let's just grab something that is small and easy to install that shouldn't take long. Let's do Hollow Knight. So I'm gonna, or wait, oh right, no, Hollow Knight's surprisingly big. Never mind. Vampire Survivors? Perfect. Let's do that. That shouldn't take too long. I also just got all of the DLC for this from the winter sale. I need to actually play that. But yeah, I feel like Vampire Survivors is kind of the quintessential Steam Deck game. So yeah, we're gonna hop into this a little bit and just kind of play around, see how things feel. Because while we're waiting for this, though, obviously we haven't gotten in-game yet, but yeah, so far, you know, the controls do feel really good. Like, yeah, the triggers are fantastic. And they do have haptics to them. Yeah. The haptics are like as you get all the way down. They're very quiet, so they probably wouldn't come up on the microphone, but like as I get like all the way down. I know that's the thing that I've seen mentioned with it, how it's like, you know, no dual stage triggers, but they have the haptics to kind of simulate it. It's definitely not the same as actual dual stage triggers, but does feel good. Does feel good. And overall the triggers feel excellent. Very happy with that so far. Face buttons, they're similar shape and like roundness to the Steam controller, but I think they do feel a little better. It might just be how they're positioned. And speaking of how everything is positioned, like everything here just fits in the hands perfectly. I can already tell, though, if I want to do a lot of trackpad stuff, I'm probably going to need to adjust my grip a little bit, but overall, not bad. And let's see the back buttons. So the top two are definitely more comfortable to press. And definitely easier to press them by pushing into the back of the deck rather than like squeezing. You can kind of see here they're like kind of angle, like along it like this. So like that is harder than that. All right, Vampire Survivors is all done. Let's see here. I don't think I did anything crazy with my Steam controller config, so like we're probably fine to just do default. Like I'm probably just going to use the sticks to play anyway. On the original Steam controller, I actually liked using the left trackpad as a joystick because it just works, just feels really good. Why are you taking so long to load? Yeah, Steam Input. I am very familiar with Steam Input, and it's especially great when games actually support the Steam Input API. Sadly, there's not a whole lot to do, but when they do, it's great. So yeah, what is the official layout looking like? Left trackpad as a D-pad. Okay. So on the first Steam controller, they always default to click to activate. Let me see. Which, yeah, on the first Steam controller, I hate having that, but you know, when I was typing my Wi-Fi password in and using the trackpads for that, clicking did not feel bad. So I might just leave that as is. All right, so it's a right stick click. Okay, so let's go ahead and launch it, and we'll just kind of see how things go here. Right away, I will say, even with the anti-glare screen, like the screen does look fantastic. Again, this is kind of my only OLED display that I've had other than my phone, but I don't game on my phone. The speakers are good too so far. Very, very good. So let's just do a quick start real quick. We'll just kind of see how things feel. Twilight Requiem, sure. Where even am I right now? Who are we? Oh, we're the knife guy. Okay. This is not going to be a good run whatsoever. Fair warning. Fuck it. But yeah, sticks feel good. So, my plans for now, I'm going to load up some games that I know that I want to end up playing. And what I want to do for the future is I'm definitely going to do more Steam Deck related videos. What I want to do is do some videos focusing on Steam Input and doing, well, I say focusing on Steam Input. There will probably be some that I'll just be like, hey, this game plays great and you don't need to worry about configuring things. There are other games that I want to show off some configurations I have. The first one I'm going to do is Final Fantasy XIV, which you might think you can probably get away without doing a fancy config for that, but there are a couple cases where I like to have gyro control. So we're going to show off that. There's going to be some other games afterward, so that's something to look forward to. Anyway, I am going to finish getting this thing set up, and eventually I will get this video edited and uploaded. I'm recording this on December 27th. We'll see what day it is when this is actually put out. It might be a while. I'm probably going to be busy just playing games on the Steam Deck. But yeah. Again, apologies for the video quality. I don't normally do live action stuff. I don't know what I'm going to do as far as the setup for the Steam Input stuff. It's either going to be directly on the deck with the game recording, or I'll figure something else out. Yeah, I don't know yet. I'll need to figure that out. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. And until next time, this has been Axel, and I'll see you in the next one.